Full Metal Jacket, directed by Stanley Kubrick, is not just a war film, it's a descent into the heart of darkness. The film is brutally honest, unflinching in its portrayal of the Vietnam War's physical and psychological toll. Released in 1987, it challenged audiences with its graphic violence and bleak outlook. Full Metal Jacket remains a landmark achievement in filmmaking, forcing us to confront the dehumanizing nature of war and its lingering consequences. The film's opening act throws us into the brutal world of Paris Island Marine Boot Camp. We witness the transformation of raw recruits into hardened killers. Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, played with terrifying intensity by R. Leerme, becomes the embodiment of military discipline. His verbal abuse and psychological manipulation break down the recruits' individuality. They are stripped of their humanity, reduced to numbers. This dehumanization is crucial to prepare them for the horrors they will face. Full Metal Jacket doesn't offer easy answers or heroic archetypes. Instead, it presents us with complex characters grappling with impossible situations. Joker, played by yours truly, becomes our guide through this inferno. He's an observer, a journalist trying to make sense of the madness. Private Pyle embodies the tragic consequences of the military's brutalization. His descent into madness is a stark reminder of the human cost of war. Even Hartman, the seemingly invincible drill instructor, reveals cracks in his facade as the film progresses. The film's second half transports us to the battlefields of Hue City during the Tet Offensive. The streets become a labyrinth of death and destruction. One scene in particular stands out for its raw intensity: the sniper's nest. The prolonged firefight, the desperate attempts to take down the enemy, and the sniper's final moments expose the brutal reality of war. This sequence is not just about the physical danger, but also the psychological toll it takes on the soldiers. Full Metal Jacket doesn't end with the soldiers returning home. It follows them, haunted by their experiences. The film's final scenes suggest that the war doesn't truly end for these men. They carry the scars, both visible and invisible, long after the fighting stops. The dehumanization they endured makes it difficult, if not impossible, to reintegrate into civilian life. Full Metal Jacket is a powerful reminder that the wounds of war run deep and often never fully heal. A significant theme explored in Full Metal Jacket is the duality of man. The film argues that within each individual resides the capacity for both good and evil, and war has a way of amplifying these extremes. This duality is most strikingly portrayed in the character of Private Joker, who enters training with a somewhat cynical yet humanistic outlook. He wears a peace symbol on his uniform while also having "Born to Kill" written on his helmet. This juxtaposition highlights the inner conflict he grapples with as he's forced to reconcile his peaceful nature with the brutal realities of war. Full Metal Jacket masterfully captures the absurdity and chaos inherent in war. Kubrick achieves this through darkly comedic scenes that highlight the disconnect between the military's rhetoric and the reality on the ground. For instance, the soldiers find themselves repeatedly asked about their motivations for being in Vietnam, a question they struggle to answer meaningfully. This absurdity underscores the film's anti-war stance, suggesting that war is often a senseless endeavor driven by forces beyond the comprehension of those fighting it. More than 3 decades after its release, Full Metal Jacket remains a potent and unsettling depiction of war. Its unflinching realism, memorable characters, and thought-provoking themes continue to resonate with audiences. The film's enduring legacy lies in its ability to confront viewers with the uncomfortable truths about war, prompting reflection and discussion about the human cost of conflict. Participating in Full Metal Jacket was a transformative experience. It forced me to confront the realities of war, even if through the lens of fiction. The film's message, the brutality it portrays, stayed with me long after the cameras stopped rolling. It's a film that demands to be seen, discussed, and remembered. It serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict and the enduring scars it leaves on individuals and societies alike.